Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, and welcome to Learning the Basics of Google Ads. My name is Colin Mayen. I'm the Director of Programs at the Nasdaq Entrepreneurial Center. And for those of you who may not know, the Nasdaq Center is a nonprofit that's building a better path for entrepreneurs worldwide by improving inclusion, access, and knowledge in entrepreneurship. As you may have just seen in the chat, the Nasdaq Center, along with our partner Mentor Cloud, launched a free mentor matching platform for entrepreneurs called Mentor Makers. You can create your own advisory board to guide and inspire you with in-the-moment mentorship from topic experts and professionals dedicated to providing exceptional mentorship to entrepreneurs across all races, industries, and geographies. So find or become a mentor today by using the link in the chat. Mentorship matters to all entrepreneurs. Their success is dependent on it. Quick housekeeping, we're going to open up for live Q&A at the end of the event, so please submit those questions for us in the Q&A function at the bottom of your screen throughout the presentation. Try to get to them all. Now, none of what we do here at the center could be possible without all the amazing support from our sponsors, including Nasdaq, Lehigh University, Bank of the West, Airbnb, KPMG, Wilson Sonsini, Woodruff Sawyer, BPM, and HubSpot. We're grateful and humbled by their contributions. Now, during these still unique in so many ways times, we're curious on how sentiment is with the entrepreneurs that we work with. So I'm going to launch a quick poll. Just let us know how you're feeling about your business right now. Are you optimistic? In survival mode, feeling a little anxiety? Let us know. We measure this to help inform the wellness for entrepreneurs courses and curriculum that we should be offering. So thank you for letting us know how you're doing today. Hopefully well. Let's see, I'm gonna let this run for another second or so. Appreciate you all voting. All right, I'm gonna end this poll. Just share those results so you can see that optimism is in the lead, but there are a bunch of you who are feeling a little anxiety and in survival mode and a tiny bit of fear. So hopefully our presentation today will help alleviate some of those sentiments. So without any further delay, please join me in giving a warm welcome in the chat to our special guest today, Petia Abdur-Razzaaq. She's a Grow with Google partner and professional trainer. Petia, so great to see you. Glad to have you back.
Great to be here again.
All right, over to you. Looking forward to learning more.
Absolutely. All right, so let me start by sharing my screen so you guys can enjoy all of the great information that I have in store for you here today. So welcome everyone. Thank you for being here. And the name of this presentation is Learn the Basics of Google Ads. So for those of you who are feeling optimistic, even if you're feeling a little anxious, this is a great place for you to be here today, because the whole point of this workshop is to help you to utilize the power of Google advertising to place your business directly in front of your ideal target audience. In case you're wondering what Grow with Google is, Grow with Google helps people to grow their skills, careers, and businesses by offering free digital skills training and tools, usually in collaboration with amazing Google partners like the Nasdaq Entrepreneurial Center. A little bit about me. I am coming to you live from New York City, Harlem to be exact, and I'm so excited to be here with you. Now, in this introduction workshop, we'll discuss how you can reach more of your ideal customers utilizing Google advertising. Here's my contact information. Feel free to take a snapshot. Please don't be shy. Please ask me your questions at the end. I try to get to all of them. However, if I do not, you have my contact information. Just shoot me a quick email or send me a quick note on LinkedIn. I'll give you a tip about connecting with me on LinkedIn. If you just say, hey, Petia, I attended your workshop today, I tend to respond to those requests. As you can imagine, I get lots of requests. But if you can just add a note identifying yourself, that's the path of least resistance. Okay, so here's what we're going to cover today together. We'll start with a really quick overview of online advertising and how Google Ads really work. Then I'll walk you through the process of setting up your ad accounts and creating your first ad if you've never done this before. And I'll show you 2 ways to create ad campaigns. Next, we'll review some tips for creating better ads. If you're already doing advertising and you're not really getting the results you're looking for, then you're in the right place. And after that, we're going to talk about measuring the success of your campaign. Us marketers like to say that if you are not measuring, you're really not marketing, because how will you know that you're achieving the results that you're looking for? As always, I'll wrap up the session by sharing some training and resources. Okay, so let's dive in. You guys, usually what I do when I'm presenting is I turn off my camera so you guys can get the best possible viewing experience. There are no bandwidth issues. But when we get back to Q&A, I'll pop back on so we can have more of a face-to-face discussion. So here goes. Let's dive right in. Businesses large and small use Google Ads to appear on search results pages, but not only the search results pages, on web pages, videos, and apps. So the thing is that you really need to connect with your ideal target audience to get the results that you're looking for. And you notice that I'm emphasizing your ideal target audience. And this is really important, especially if you're a small business, because you really need to connect with the people who will become customers, brand advocates, possibly strategic partners over time. We all know that we need to be found online, right? And we need to be presenting ourselves where our potential customers can learn more about us. Now, online advertising can be particularly effective when those potential customers are in the research phase, and better yet, when they're actually shopping for the types of products and services that you may offer. Now, this is kind of a rhetorical question here because we all do it every single day. How often do you head over to Google to research a possible purchase? We all do it. And many times you already know what you want. You already know who you want to buy it from. You just want to confirm that that item is in stock. And what happens? While you're there, you might discover different products as well. And as we know, this happens all the time. We might say that people no longer go online. What we do today is we live online, right? And the global pandemic actually accelerated this a lot more for people who may not have been really interacting online in the way that they should have been or the way that they wanted to without being forced. Now, that's not just a catchy phrase, and I'm referring to the fact that we no longer go online, live online. It's exactly what the data shows. In a 2019 study, almost half of surveyed shoppers said that they use Google to discover new products, and more than half said that they use Google as a research tool before they made their purchase decisions. So what does that mean for you as a business owner? It means that for businesses that want to sell their products and services, each search is an opportunity to connect with potential customers. So how do Google Ads really work? It all starts when someone wants to know something, go somewhere, buy something, or do something. Now let's imagine that someone is searching for a holiday gift or a birthday gift for a friend. He or she will grab whatever device is handy, and it can be a computer, laptop, tablet, or even a smartphone. And these days, it's definitely a smartphone. And what that person will do is go to google.com to search for an answer. Now, he or she may not be quite sure what they're really looking for. So the first step, and again, this is no news to you guys because we do it every single day, is to type in a word or phrase that describes what is being searched for. So maybe in this case, since it's a gift, we would type gift for book lover or gift for foodie. And by the way, that's called a search query. We hit enter and we see what turns up. What happens next is that Google shows a search results page with a list of websites and information resources related to the search, including, you guessed it, relevant ads. Now, these ads are shown by an advertiser auction that runs in real time, and all of this happens in a matter of milliseconds, which is pretty amazing. What Google does is Google determines the auction winner and displays those winners on the search results page. And there's always more than one, right? There's never just one winner. Now, whether or not a particular ad is offered to that customer depends on how the ad was set up. And that's why attending a workshop like this is very important so that you can make sure that your ads are being set up correctly. So it's how the ad was set up and other things that contribute to your ad surfacing would be the ad's bid and, of course, your budget. Now, the bid is the maximum amount an advertiser will pay for a click on an ad. The amount of the bid and budget, however, isn't the only factor that determines if that ad is shown to a particular searcher. The system also considers the ad's quality. So what this means is that a high quality ad with a lower bid and a smaller budget has the ability to get good visibility as well. Now, if the searcher sees something in the results that looks like a good fit, he or she will click to learn more. And again, we do this ourselves every single day. If that person clicks an ad, they will be directed to a page on the advertiser's website. And if the search is being done from a smartphone, and we know that more than half of these searches are, and there's a phone number associated with the ad, the person can click to initiate a call that will connect them directly to the advertiser's business. Now, there are many ad formats that you can possibly run with Google Ads, including text ads, image ads, shopping ads, dynamic search ads, call-only ads, as well as video ads. As you can imagine, if I were to attempt to teach you about all of those formats, we would need probably a half-a-day workshop. But for today's purpose, we'll focus on one format, the simplest format actually for you to set up, and that will be text ads. Now, text ads can appear on Google search results pages and across the display network. And in case you're wondering what the display network is, the display network are partner websites that show Google's ads. So again, you should all be familiar with this. You go on a website looking for whatever you're looking for, and you see some Google ads pop up. So that would be considered part of the display network. Now, you may have heard the terms PPC or CPC. PPC stands for pay per click, and CPC stands for cost per click. Text ads on Google search use a PPC pricing model. So they are priced based on pay per click. This means that advertisers pay for ads once they are clicked on, not because they simply appear on the search results page. The display network also offers other bidding options like CPM, and CPM stands for cost per thousand impressions, and CPB, which means cost per view, and of course that would apply to video ads. But again, today we'll focus on pay-per-click because we are talking about text ads. Now, before using many of Google's products and services, you need to create or sign into a Google account. And for the purpose of these workshops, I highly recommend that you do not use your personal Gmail account that you use to email friends and family, that you either create a separate account for your business or you associate an existing account with Google so that you can use it as your point of entry. So, in case you're unfamiliar, a Google account is simply your username and password that lets you sign in to access all of Google's digital products like Gmail, Google Docs, and of course, the business profile on Google. Again, you can use a Gmail address or register another email address if you prefer. So a lot of people do not like creating an additional address. They're like, why can't I use my Petia at the Stylista Group address? And you absolutely can. So what you would do is that you would go to the create account tab here that we're seeing, or you can go to accounts.google.com/signup, and there's an option that says use an existing address. And so if you did not want to create a separate Gmail address for your business to access these products, that is what you would do to associate your existing address. Now, after you sign into your Google account, the next step would be to visit g.co/ads to set up your ads account. And I'm assuming that you've never done this before. So on the screenshot that we're viewing, we can see a sample ad with the relevant search term, as well as the button labeled to start now, and a phone number, which is great, that you can call for setup support if this is your first time. When you get to this page, you will of course click the button labeled start now. Now, one of the questions that I get, so I'm going to practically answer that question, is how much does this cost? Okay, so there are no fees to set up an account. There's no startup fee, no cancellation fee, no minimum commitment, and no no contract, and you can turn your ads on and off as often as you wish. Remember, with PPC, which is the way you charge for text ads, you only pay if someone expresses interest in your ad by doing what? Clicking on it. You never pay for people who aren't interested. And what this means in the long run is that you are paying for results. And by default, that makes it so much easier for you to measure your success. Now, if for some reason your ad isn't giving you the results you want, you can edit your ad, pause it, or cancel it at any time. And at that point, you will only pay for the clicks that have already happened. Okay, so when you first open your ads account, Google will take you through the steps to set up what's called a smart campaign. Now, smart campaigns are Google's solutions for small businesses and new advertisers. Smart campaigns use Google's technology to automate campaign management to help you to reach your business goals. To start, you need to select one of three goals for a specific ad. Now, it's very common to have more than one goal, and if you do, then you simply need to set up more than one ad. And so the goals that are available for smart campaigns would be getting more calls, getting more website sales or signups, or getting more visits to your physical location. The next step, of course, would be to enter your business name. Now, this should be the name that you want your future customers to know, and of course, for your current customers to recognize, right? So if you have, many times we have customers who may have engaged with us for a few times and, kind of fell off their radar. Running Google ad that is placed in front of them is a great way to re-engage. At the next step, you'll enter the website address that you want people to visit. Now, here's a pro tip. The website address that you enter might not be your website homepage. And in my experience, usually that is not the best place to send your paid ad traffic. Ideally, you should be sending your paid ad traffic either to a dedicated landing page where they have no other option but to complete the desired conversion that you want, or to a specific page on your website that leads them directly to the particular product or service that your ad is promoting. So it's summertime. Say you design summer attire, but with this particular ad, you are promoting your new line of swimsuits, right? Think about it for a second. We're all pressed for time. You would be doing yourself a disservice to send your ad traffic to your homepage where there's lots of distractions and you have shorts and dresses and all, sunglasses, right? If the ad is showcasing your new line of swimsuits, then you should be sending them to the swimsuit section of your website. Also, messaging is important. The message on your ad should match the message on the web page that you send people to, because this is a great way to reinforce what the ad is about. Next, it's time for you to write copy for your ad. And so in this slide, you will see the form that you will need to fill out to create your ad. We see clearly labeled lines for headlines and descriptions, and an automatic word count lets you know how much space you have. And there's also a really helpful image display that shows you the sample ad as you build it next to the form. There's also a box that you can check to add a call button to your ad with an accompanying line to fill in the phone number. Now, during the setup, you'll write one ad, and later on, you'll have the ability to create ad variations. You will also have the option to add a clickable phone number that can help searchers on smartphones to connect directly by initiating a call from your ad. This is also a great way for you to track the success of your campaigns. So we'll talk more about writing effective ads later in the workshop. Now, in smart campaigns, you'll be asked to select what's called keyword themes. Now, these themes should be related to the product or service that's being advertised. One way that the system tries to help you is by suggesting themes. And many times, most of the themes will be a good fit, but every now and again, they get a little happy and the themes don't match. No worries. You can always turn the ones that are not such great fit off for your ad. You can also add more themes that are more in line with what you're trying to achieve. And once you do so, the system will also make additional suggestions from you to choose from. Remember, as you're doing this, that the theme should match the message in the specific ad you're building, not necessarily everything that your business has to offer. So this is where we're getting really narrowly targeted and focused. Next, it's time to select the geographic locations where your ads are eligible to appear. Now, Google Ads will give you a variety of options, including zip codes, cities, regions, or a radius around an address. And on this screenshot we're seeing, it shows you how typing in an address will pull it up in Google Maps, and you will have a snapshot that you can use to guide your location or the locations that you are choosing. Now, if using the radius, you can target anywhere from 3 to 40 miles around the location. And of course, you can always adjust these settings later on. Next, it's time to get to everybody's favorite part or not so favorite part, depending on, where you are. But it's time for you to set a budget. Now, you'll choose a daily average budget. Your average daily budget is the average amount you could spend each day, right? So here on the screenshot, you'll see that during this step, the system recommends several options for budgets, including one labeled recommended. If this is the first time that you're doing this, you guys, I would suggest that you go with the recommendation because the system is actually giving you a really great benchmark based on businesses like you with similar messaging, similar themes. And so it's a great way for you to give yourself a chance of success. Toggling between the options allows you to see an estimate of how many daily clicks you'll get with each. And there's also an option to enter your own budget. With smart campaigns, however, you're ultimately setting a maximum monthly budget. So remember this. Now, while your daily ad spend may vary, the total amount that you spend in a month will never exceed your maximum monthly budget. So how is this maximum monthly budget really calculated? Google Ads will multiply your average daily budget by 30.4, and 30.4 is the average number of days in a month. If you happen to increase your budget in the middle of a billing period, then the maximum amount that you'll be charged for that month will be your new average daily budget times the number of days remaining in the month. Now, if for some reason you receive fewer clicks than you budgeted for, then you'll only be charged for those clicks. So for example, if you set a maximum monthly budget of say $100, but you only receive $75 worth of clicks, then you'll only be charged $75. And at that point, you can make the decision to push that surplus budget into the next month's advertising, especially if you're seeing the desired conversion from the ad campaign. To finish, you'll have an opportunity to review your campaign settings and make any changes that you wish. You'll be asked to enter payment information, of course, and to set up optional conversion tracking. Remember, you can review your campaign at any time to make changes and layer on some additional options, such as ad scheduling. And ad scheduling is simply picking the days of the week and the times of day that you want your ads to appear. Now, this is useful if you don't want your ad being shown during the hours when your business is closed. Makes sense, right? Or at times when, possibly you will not be able to respond, especially if it's a click to call ad. So you want to make sure that you're spending your ad dollars wisely. So the campaign we just set up is called a smart campaign. For the advertisers with more experience, they would choose to set up campaigns in what's called expert mode. Now, expert mode offers the full range of Google Ads features and campaigns, and it gives advertisers more complete control over their bidding strategies. However, word of caution here, it also requires more complex management. And this is why this version of setting up ads is usually recommended for advanced marketers and advertisers. Now, I have met business owners who are very comfortable because they've been doing this for a while. Maybe they've taken classes, maybe at one point they worked with a consultant, and they themselves are pretty good at setting up ads in expert mode. If that is you, go for it. However, if you're just starting out, I would recommend that you start with smart campaigns. For the benefit of those who may be here already, though, we'll also review how expert mode works. With expert mode, you can create search campaigns, display campaigns, video campaigns, if you have an app campaigns, as well as shopping campaigns. So the chart that we're looking at together on the slide compares smart campaigns with search campaigns created in expert mode. As you will see, both campaigns show ads in the same places on Google. So again, if you're just starting out, by all means, you can definitely get results by using the smart campaign option. Again, like we said, expert mode is better suited for experienced marketers who need advanced controls, tools, and reporting to manage their ads. And when I say when we're talking about management here, we're talking like review on a daily basis, which is a small business owner, you may not have the time to do. So like I said, we're focusing on text ads today. So I just showed you how to create an ad using smart campaigns. And now I'm going to show you how to use expert mode to create a text ad that will show up in Google search. Now, if you want to try this, many times when people are attending these workshops, like they're playing around with the computer as I speak, which is totally fine because many people figure out things that they may not have known before or things that they may have tried and has not worked. So if you are in your ad account and you want to see the difference, to switch from smart campaigns to expert mode, you would navigate to a new campaign. If you started a smart campaign but didn't complete it, you may have to click the back button to start a new ad. So next you will click the switch to expert mode link that is located towards the bottom of your screen, and that is a little call out that we see together on the screenshot. Now when you're in expert mode, you will start at the all campaigns page and click plus new campaign. So there's a little thing that says plus new campaign. You will then select a goal, and then you would need to select a campaign type, and of course it'll be a text ad. Now, if you're here and you begin to get overwhelmed, which has happened a lot, and you'd rather go back to some simplicity, all you need to do is click the express option and it will take you back to smart campaign mode. Okay, so let's move on to talk a little bit about how you can get the best results for your ads. And this is especially useful for people who may already be running their own ad campaign. Once you get used to setting up ads, you're going to want some strategies to improvement. And remember that you can always edit your ads after they're up and running. So earlier in the training, we went through the process of adding copy to the ads. We looked at the forms and the way that it builds in an image next to the forms. But here's a little bit more information. Headlines appear at the top of your ad and can be up to 30 characters, and you have the option of using 3, so that's a total of 90 characters. Your headlines and other parts of your ad, including extensions, may show in different configurations based on the device that a potential customer is using, or at times when Google Ads predicts that it may improve your performance. Moving on to your ad's description lines, they appear below the display URL and can be up to 90 characters, and you have the benefit of using 2 for a total of 180 characters. Like the title, your description and other parts of your ad may show in different configurations based on the device or when Google predicts that it may improve the performance of your ad. The final URL, and we spoke about this at length in the beginning, is the page on your website that people reach after clicking on your ad. And like we said, in most cases, the home page of your website may not be the best place for you to send your ad traffic. Now, it's really important to focus on showcasing the most relevant, compelling information in your ad. A promotion and a call to action for your potential customers can also encourage clicks. A great ad highlights what makes your product or service unique, and so you may want to consider some of these recommendations. Include prices, promotions, and exclusives. Empower your customers to take action, and include at least one of your keywords as they apply to your category as business. Always check spelling and grammar. Why? Typos look unprofessional and can hurt an otherwise compelling ad campaign. And if you want to take a deep dive in copywriting for your ads, you can visit g.go/text ad tips. Now leave this up because this is one of the questions guaranteed that I get at the end. So you can take a quick snapshot of this slide. It's g.go/text ad tips. And by the way, I didn't mention this in the beginning, but everyone that attended today's session, I usually share the hard copy of the deck, so you can look out for a copy of the presentation in your follow-up materials. Here are a few more ways to improve your ads. If you're in expert mode, create a very specific target audience and ad groups so that your ads appear to more relevant customers. Include keywords that directly relate to the specific theme of your ad, website, product, or service so it's easy for your target audience to find. Here's some really great news. If you're creating a smart campaign, remember this is the easier version of the campaign, Google will take care of the keywords for you. Now we'll talk more about keywords in a minute, but I just wanted to highlight that. At the end of the day, no matter what version of ads you're using, remember to create simple, enticing ads that stand out from the competition by offering solutions to your customers' pain points. That is definitely attention grabbing method, and of course, promotions or other unique features. Remember to use a strong call to action that encourages users to click on your ad and helps them understand what they need to do once they reach your website. So think of the ads that you respond to. Many times we have to take off our small business owner caps and put on our customer caps. So, everybody responds to this. Click here to save 20%. Call now for your free consultation. You should be testing out multiple ads by experimenting with different offers and calls to action while monitoring their individual effectiveness through indications such as your click-through or conversion rate. Remember to regularly review your campaign performance to help to figure out the best ways to achieve your overall marketing goals. It's going to be all about experimenting in the beginning and learning what works for your particular target audience. Now, if you create a smart campaign, you can take advantage of what's called the keyword themes. Now, these themes help the system to automatically generate keywords for the campaigns called search phrases. And these search phrases determine when the ads should appear. Now, search phrases are automatically generated based on selected keyword themes. And so this is why it's really important for you to choose keyword themes that are appropriate and accurate so that your ads can appear for the right customers. So in the screenshot example that we're viewing, you see some search phrases that were created for this advertiser based on themes. So for example, choosing the keyword theme online spice store might generate search phrases such as essential spices, specialty spices, and ground pepper. Now, smart campaigns will determine how precisely search phrases need to match the searcher's query, and that's called a match type. It also determines how much of your budget should be allocated to an individual click, and by the way, that's called the bid. And the bid is the maximum amount you will pay for a click on an ad within your budget. With smart campaigns, you can't add additional search phrases, but you can definitely remove them if they aren't a good fit for your business. Now, if you're building a search campaign ad in expert mode, you'll use keywords, not search phrases. Now, this is why you really need to know what you're doing. Keywords are not created automatically. You must create and manage the keywords that can trigger ads yourself. Now, here's a tip that can help you create an effective keyword list, and that is by implementing what's called match types. Now, match types control how precisely the search query needs to match your keyword. The default is called broad match. Now, Google Ads automatically runs your ads on related variations of your keywords, including synonyms, misspellings, and many other related searches, including searches that don't contain keywords. Now, if you want to be more restrictive on what search queries can trigger your ads, you might want to try phrase match. Now, a phrase match keyword is surrounded by quotation marks. And by the way, this slide is also another slide that people like to take a snapshot of. So if you want to do so, by all means do so. But remember, you'll also be getting a copy of the presentation. With phrase match, you can show your ads to customers who are searching for your exact keywords and close variations of your exact keywords with additional words before or after. Phrase match is more targeted than the default broad match, but more flexible than our third option, which is exact match. Now, you will recognize exact match keywords because they're surrounded by square brackets. With exact match, you can show your ads to customers who are searching for exact keywords or close variants of your exact keyword. Close variants would include searches for keywords with the same meaning as the exact words, regardless of spelling or grammar similarities between the query and the keyword in question. Now, of the 4 keyword matching options, exact match gives you the most control over who sees your ad and can result in a higher click-through rate. And then finally, there are negative keywords. Negative keywords let you exclude search terms from your campaign. So in this example that you're reviewing, this is a business that sells spices, right? However, they're using the negative categorization for girls. And the reason why is because they do not want anyone who may be doing a search for Spice Girls, remember that group, to click on their ads because that's a total mismatch. So that is a way of eliminating keywords that are definitely not a fit for your product or service. To find keywords for your search campaigns, you can use Keyword Planner, and this is a free tool that comes with your ad account. Now, you can use this tool to discover new keywords related to your business and see estimates of the searches they receive and, most importantly, the cost to target them. Keyword Planner also provides another way to create search campaigns that's centered around in-depth keyword research. Let's talk a little bit about ad extensions. Ad extensions show extra business information with your ad, like an address, phone number, store rating, or more web page links. And you can see how this would be set up here in the screenshot. Great news is that in Smart Campaigns, these get set up automatically for you. Now, if you're creating a search campaign in expert mode, you can add additional extensions such as price extensions, promotion extensions, structured snippet extensions, app extensions, as well as automated extensions. Again, you really have to be a little more experienced to be able to utilize these features effectively. Now, the last part of your ad process is measuring the success of your campaign. When we first set up ads, we talked about having a goal for each campaign. So let's take a step back and review that. I'm not sure if you made a note when we started, but you should always keep the goal of your campaigns in mind. And this is how you're able to evaluate the effectiveness. So you need to ask yourself, did your ad make it clear to people what the action was that you really wanted them to take? And if you think that it did they really take that action? You need to keep your goal top of mind when evaluating the performance of your ad. So for example, if it was click to call for a free consultation, did they do that? And how many people actually did that? If it was sign up for your newsletter, how many people signed up? If it was click here to save 20% off, whatever, how many people did that, and how many people actually completed the purchase using that 20% off code or link or whatever it is that you were offering. Now, after your ad starts running, you can view reports that show the performance, of course. To interpret the reports, you need to understand some of the basic terminology. Starting with impressions. This is how often your ad is shown. An impression is counted each time your ad is shown on a search results page or other site on the Google network. Each time your ad appears on Google or the Google network is counted as one impression. Moving on to clicks. Kind of self-explanatory, right? When someone clicks your ad, like on the blue headline of a text ad, Google ad counts that as a click. Impressions and clicks combined lead to another important term, which would be your click-through rate, or CTR. Some people know the shortened versions of everything. CTR tells you how many people who've seen your ad ended up clicking on it. A conversion is an action that's counted when someone interacts with your ad or free product listing, for example, and takes the action that you have defined or outlined as the goal of your ad. Now, it could be making an online purchase, which many people are hoping for. It could be simply calling your business from a mobile phone, signing up for your email newsletter. You have to know ahead of time what your conversion goals are. And you need to keep them in mind, by the way, when you first create your ad. Now, with Google Ads, you can measure conversions using a feature called conversion tracking. Now, Smart Campaigns offers simplified reports, including impressions, clicks, calls, and conversions, which are optional. Honestly, I would recommend that everybody activates their conversion tracking. It's optional, but then it just really helps you to assess the performance of your campaign and allows you to see exactly what's working and what isn't. Now, search campaigns in expert mode offer more detailed reports, of course, including ad groups, ads, landing pages, keywords, demographics, and much more. Finally, when you first set up your Google Ads account, you'll have the option to link your Google Analytics. And hopefully you guys are all utilizing Google Analytics. It's an amazing free tool that tells you exactly what's going on your website. So linking your Google Ads account to your analytics property lets you see the full customer cycle and track things like how users interact with your marketing. So you'll be able to see your ad impressions, people are clicking on your ads, and how they finally complete the goals you've set on your site. And that could be consuming content and, of course, making purchases. When you link Google Ads and Analytics, you have the ability to see ad performance in the Google Ads reports in Analytics. So how do you do that? To start collecting basic data from your website, first you need to create or sign into your Analytics account. And to do so, you would go to g.co/analytics and do one of the following depending on your situation. If you're starting from scratch, you would click Start for Free. If you have an existing account, you would simply sign into Analytics. Then you will set up a property in your Analytics account. And the property really just represents your website or app and is the collection point in Analytics for the data from your site or app. Most of us are setting up properties for our website, so it will just be your website URL. Okay, so you guys, we have covered so much in our short time together. It's time to recap and resources. Text ads are a great starting point, but there are many other opportunities for you to showcase your products and services. The slide we're viewing together illustrates the complexity of a consumer's online journey. Now, different people need different touch points before they're ready to use your products or services. So for example, remember the example I used in the beginning, searching for a gift for a friend? So say this person is a foodie and you do a search for gift ideas. That may lead you to the website of our friends, the Essential Spices Collection. But then, there's always distractions going on. You might also find a YouTube video about how to spice up mac and cheese. Then you may do a search to see if there's a retail store nearby. And if you find one and you go on their website, you may be hit with a bonus email with a BOGO coupon. Setting up Google Ads can help your products and services appear to potential customers, but you should also explore other ways to maintain a robust online presence. And these can include setting up a free YouTube channel as well as communicating with email. Those can all support the messages in your ad campaigns and serve as additional touch points. Moving on to additional resources that you can access on your own time to continue your learning. First, let's take a look at Grow with Google on Air. This free resource can help you grow your digital skills no matter where you're located. Through online workshops, you can learn skills that can help you stay connected and productive while working or managing a business remotely. And to get access to their programming, you can visit g.co/growonair to learn more. If you want to sharpen your business and marketing skills, check out Primer. This is a free app that you can download to your phone. Yes, it's available for both Android and Apple devices. And here you will find a series of short fun lessons that are less than 5 minutes each. If you really want to become an expert at Google Apps for businesses, please visit Skillshop. Many of you, if you've been at this for a while, may be familiar with Academy for Ads. It's been rebranded. It's now called Skillshop. Skillshop is a one-stop training center for everyone who uses Google's professional tools and solutions. And here you can find in-depth training on Google Ads, Google Analytics, Google Business Profile, and much more. The great thing is that the lessons are categorized based on your experience, so there's information perfect for beginners, intermediates, and even advanced users. And I'll preempt a question. How much does this cost? Costs you absolutely nothing. So to access Skillshop, you can visit g.co/Skillshop. This is another nifty little slide that many people like to capture themselves. As a recap, this workshop was brought to you by Grow with Google, which is an initiative that helps people prepare for work, find jobs, and grow their businesses. The information and trainings are categorized based on possible learners, so job seekers can grow their skills in order to find new jobs and advance their careers. Teachers can learn how to put the latest technology to work inside and outside the classroom. Small business owners like you can build their online presence and find new customers. Startups can learn how to get their ideas the exposure they need. And developers can sharpen their current skills and master new ones if they wish. And to learn more, you can go to the Umbrella website, and URL is google.com/grow. When you guys get a copy of this slide, I'm going to ask a huge favor of you. If you can just scan the QR code to access the survey. Google is really looking for honest feedback about the type of programming that they're presenting as part of this program. And so you can let them know what you thought about this workshop, if there are additional workshops that you would like to see offered, anything that you like, because they really want to make sure that these workshops are having the impact as intended. Okay, so that is it for me. That's the official end of the presentation. And at this point, as promised, I will turn my video back on and we can get into some Q&A and stop sharing. And we can get into some
Alrighty. Thank you, Petia. What an awesome presentation. I learned so much. It's a complicated process, but you simplified it. Before we jump into Q&A, I'm going to launch a quick poll that helps us at the center understand what additional categories you'd like to learn to help grow your business, grow your team, or grow your finances. So just let us know. And if you haven't already, and you've already participated in the poll, we appreciate that. Drop your questions for Petia into the Q&A box. We'll try to get to them all. Well, no surprise there. Marketing is the leader, folks. But there's a good
marketing, of course.
There is a good mix of the others. So appreciate you all contributing. So let's just jump right into some questions for you.
Okay, so I have the Q&A box open. We have some questions. So I'll start from the top. So Latanya is asking, how do I get an internet presence for my business, Example, newsletters, Facebook, website, BBB, IG, etc. So as a marketer, I didn't say this in the beginning, but I also own a digital agency here in New York. Being a Grow with Google presenters is one of the many hats that I wear. As a marketer, I would say, please start off with your website. Think of a wheel. Website is the hub. Newsletters and Facebook and the Google and everything else should be leading to that center hub. So the first way for you to establish a robust online presence is for you to put up your small business website. So that would be the starting point. And once you have a really nice website up and running, then I would recommend that you explore the other digital presences that you should have based on whether or not your ideal target customer is utilizing those presences to seek out products and services that you offer. Next question, Shreya. Hopefully I'm saying your name correctly. Can you change the website later when creating new ads? Absolutely. That's definitely one of the things that you can tweak, especially if you made a mistake and you were sending the ad to the wrong website or landing page or to your home page, which I suspect a lot of people do. Okay. Can you use negative girls example in smart ads? Can you use more than one prevention word for one ad? Yes, absolutely. If you are using expert mode, you can definitely make sure that you have a nice bunch of negative words that will prevent useless clicks. I call them useless clicks because they don't really result in conversion over time. How much do ads typically run, and what type of ads can our company get paid for? That question, that's a little bit of a loaded question. So I'll attempt to answer it, but if I'm not answering it properly, then just shoot me an email separately because it seems like there's a lot to unpack here. Okay, so I think what you're asking me is, if you're a content creator, Google will, and you have a huge following, right? Then you can actually get paid to have ads showcased on your own channel. However, that depends on, you know, how robust your following is, how great your content is. There's a whole lot of work that has to be done until you get to that stage. In terms of how much do you get paid? There are people making tens of thousands to Ryan, who makes what, $26 million on YouTube, that little boy. I don't know if you guys have kids. My daughter's obsessed with him. But again, right, huge audience, really great content. So it takes a while. I'm not saying that it can't be done, and my intent is not to discourage you, but it's not just a 1, 2, 3 thing. I set up my channel and all of a sudden I'm making money off of Google Ads. If you want to learn more, feel free to email me. Okay. When you are in the summary on your Google Ads account, how can you go back to Smart Campaign? Okay, so there was a slide that actually showed that at the very bottom, and maybe you should wait to get a copy of the deck, because it actually tells you. It says there's a button that allows you to switch back to basic mode or something like that. There's actually a slide in the presentation that allows you to go back. I know a lot of people utilize that because they're like, this is too much for me. Okay, if we already have Google Analytics and we have a property already going to our website, do we still set up a property that goes to a specific landing page if we set up an ad? Yes, you should, right? Because if you're sending, if the landing page is off the website, then analytics will not be able to track. Good questions. All right, how many smart campaigns can be run per monthly budget? That's totally up to you, right? So you think in your head what your monthly budget is and set up as many smart campaigns that will fall within that monthly budget. Can you compare and contrast Google versus Facebook ads? I'm not here to talk about Facebook. What I will say is that as a general rule, as a marketer, I would say the return on your investment of your ads, no matter what the platform is, determines on whether you are targeting the right audience. Okay. All right, Kiela, I need to know how I can scale my business, but do I need requirements, license, and other tools? Okay. So Colin, I'll hand this over to you because this seems like it's a setup sort of question. She's asking about licenses and things to set her business up, which is not.
Yeah, I am definitely not a lawyer to give LLC license advice, but we do have a lot of business foundation stuff on our YouTube. So if you want to check that out. Also, if you want to drop the question that you have in the survey that we're going to provide for you,
Right,
we
then
can
that
add
could be
that.
something you guys offer.
We can add that to the list of things that we're working on offering our entrepreneurs.
Perfect. Can I use Google Sites for my business website? You absolutely can. A lot of people, that's how they start off, nothing wrong with it. And then over time, as you grow and you need more functionality, you can move on to something else. Does Google have a person that does ads for you? Unfortunately, no. You would have to either hire maybe a consultant. You can, okay, when you set up your account for the first time, there is tech support that you can call and they will walk you through the steps. But in terms of somebody from Google actually holding your hand and setting up your campaigns on an ongoing basis, as of right now, that person does not exist. Okay, so I've tried multiple times to create Google Ads and it claims that I'm pointing to a website that is circumventing security settings, which isn't. I have no idea how to contact or fix that. Is Samantha, does your site have an SSL security badge on it? Off the top of my head, of course, I will need to know more, but it seems that maybe your site is not secure. No idea. That is probably the question. That is probably. So whoever built your site, please contact them and tell them this is what's happening. My guess, my educated guess, is that your site needs to have an SSL certificate, and that's why Google, you built it yourself. Okay, so I would recommend that you contact someone who does websites and just ask them to help you to add an SSL certificate to your website. How did I do? 16 questions?
You did so great. And I'm sure we could spend tons more time with you, but we are at time. If somebody was going to dial into the last 30 seconds or 60 seconds, let's say, of this webinar and take one thing away from you, Petia, today, what would it be?
I would say that, no matter what kind of online advertising that you're doing, you need to tie that advertising back to hard and fast goals, right? Because if you're just setting up ads and you're just running ads, like what is the goal of this ad? Is it to build your email list? Is it to get more calls? Is it to have purchases happen? That is the starting point. Always do your online advertising, even your organic online activity, with a definite goal in mind.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much. And we've got a bunch of thank yous in the chat. Thank you. This was awesome. Petia, really appreciate you sharing your insights and expertise with our community.
It's been a pleasure.
You've mentioned a couple times that you will be sharing the slides and the recording with everybody. So no worries. We'll make sure to get that all over to you. But on behalf of everyone in attendance and everyone on our team, Petia, thanks so much for joining us back today. Love it. And for everyone still on, we've got a bunch of upcoming webinars, so please join us for those. You can check the link out in the chat. Also, we'd love your feedback with additional courses and resources you'd like, so please fill out the feedback survey link in the chat. And we appreciate all of you joining us today. Hopefully the week's going well, and we look forward to seeing you all, including you, Petia, for another one online soon. Thanks again, everyone.
Be well, everyone. Have a good rest of your day.